You can feel it. A little chill in the morning air, briskness against your skin in the morning. The lawn isn't growing as fast as it used to. It crunches a little more under your feet. Leaves on the trees are starting to turn different shades of color, away from the bright greens. School's starting. Hear the school bus engines roar in the distance. Everything, it seems, is slowing down a little, except one thing. It's a staple of this time of year, always has been. Sounds of grunts and growls, a lot of pushing and shoving, and absolutely no holding. Hard workers preparing for a job. A lot to do, a lot to show, a lot to prove. Hard lines, hash marks, X's and O's, a lot of film, and just plain old hard work. And they can use these lessons throughout life. It's the season we've all been expecting. Hello everybody, I'm David Sullivan. Welcome to high school football at Riptide on the River.
This is Bert Browne, head football coach at Madison Central, and we need you to come help us beat Boone County in the first round of the playoffs so that we can go on and play for a state championship. Be there.
We'd like to welcome a new sponsor to the show, the Men's Mission Breakfast Club. Find out more here. Hello again, everybody. David Sullivan here with Coach Bert Browne of Madison Central High School for the Bert Browne Show at Riptide on the River, where we've been coming to you throughout this football season. Right off the top, congratulations on the district championship.
Thank you. It's awful good for the kids. They've worked extremely hard. Our coaching staff works extremely hard. So it's satisfying, but we've got some other things we want to do.
Well, you do have more to go and a playoff to be thinking about and a final game of the season as we're taping this one. Let's talk about the Clark County game and how that unfolded. Of course, Clark County dominated that first half of the football game.
The time of possession was ridiculous. You know, that's one thing I told our kids on offense. Our defense holds them to 2 field goals there and does a great job. But we let them drive and take the ball down there, and we didn't do the things we had to do offensively to keep the football with us. You know, Dominique breaks that long run, and then we're getting down there, we're in the red zone, and we end up losing yards and not scoring. So those are the kinds of things you got to finish, and we were extremely lucky. Well, our defense played so well, they kept us in a football game to give us the opportunity to win it.
How did you feel about the way the team was playing in that first half? When you only had the ball five minutes.
5 minutes or so, yeah, 5:22 or something, yeah. Well, and that's what I told our kids at halftime. You know, I said, hey, defense, you're doing a great job. Continue to do what you're doing, but let's make them punt the ball quicker. Offensively, you know, I told our kids we're killing ourselves. You know, we're shooting ourselves in the foot out there. And we've got to put some drives together here, get a little rhythm going. we had the ball 15 snaps in the first half, and you can't get into an offensive rhythm. You can't really see some of the things that are going to work for you in the football game when you're coming out like that. And so it was one of those situations where I think we just we had to kind of get our rhythm there, and finally got it in the fourth quarter. But that first half, we just they were bringing a lot of heat on us. We've got to complete some passes there. We've got to chip up and get a block here, a block there. There's a couple times there where Dominique got free one time, and like I said, we get it down there in the red zone and get a sack, get this, get that. Don't run tall sweep and get a yard or no gain, and then we got a sack there, and it took us out of an opportunity to score. So, but the great thing about it is that first half is that we persevered. Our kids did a great job, and the 33, I think they had the ball 33 snaps in the first half. So our defense was out there a long time, and again, my plan going into the year was to platoon and to practice like a college, and that has paid off tremendously, because if we would have been playing 5 or 6 kids both ways, we lose that football game.
Yeah, so the endurance.
The endurance and our conditioning helped us, but the fact that we only have one kid starting both ways, with John Floyd being out, if he wasn't out, if he had been playing the last couple of weeks, we wouldn't have anybody starting both ways, because John be starting that defensive spot, but he's healing up pretty good, and we look for him to be with us in the playoffs for sure. And but those deep thigh bruises, they stay with you.
How did you handle your team at halftime after the Clark County?
Well, I didn't. I just told them, I said, defense, you played your tails off. I mean, you put a defense out there that long and they don't hold a team to 6 points. That's a tribute to them. And offensively, we split up there after I talked to the team, and Coach Elkin, the defensive staff, talked to the defense, and we go into a separate room and talk to the offense. And I was calm with them and told them, hey, we are doing this to ourselves. That's nothing that we didn't think they would be doing. We anticipated everything that they did to us, but we just did not execute what we had to execute. And I told them, I said, hey, we've got to come out and execute in the second half and do what we can do our thing. Do our thing, hit a couple passes and loosen them up a little bit to where they're not being able to bring the house. And Hunter will tell you that he didn't have one of his best games, but at the end he came through in a big way for us and completed some passes, ran the ball well, and did what a leader's got to do, what a quarterback's got to do. You got to win a football game, and so it was one of those halftime things where we're going to stay calm. We're in this football game. We just got to keep chipping at it and get it done.
You did get it done. We'll be back with Coach Browne and talk about more in the second half of the Clark County game. Stay with us. We want to thank all of our sponsors, especially Luxury Pets and Luxem Patterson Attorneys. In a minute, we'll be back.
We'd like to thank our sponsors: Luxury Pets, the home of the happy dogs; the law firm of Luxon and Patterson; Riptide on the River Restaurant; Hopper's Jewelry; Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance Richmond; Dr. Dan Sipples Chiropractic Healthcare; Central Bank; Williams Tax and Financial Services; Regal Beagle Downtown Richmond; ERA Professional Hometown Services; Hall & Sons Auto Care; Be a Children's Champion; Reynolds Plumbing; Skipworth Veterinary Clinic; Super Save; Sight Savers Family Eye Care; Mackenzie Morgan Music; Davenport Custom Guitars, your local repair connection; First Gear in Richmond; Guardian Bank, home of the $250 deal. Listen to the Bert Browne Show on WWAG FM radio, real country playing stars and legends.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
And I'm Tommy Floyd, Superintendent with Madison County Schools.
We'd like to introduce you to 2 new high school sports programs. Watch the new Madison Central High School Football Coaches Show with Bert Browne and the Madison Southern High School Football Show with John Clark.
The shows will air on Madison County Schools Channel 9 as well as Time Warner Cable Channel 5.
Get in-depth thoughts and comments from coaches and players throughout the season. So if you enjoy local high school sports and the value and character they build, join us.
Because every student counts.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
I'm Bert Browne, head football coach at Madison Central High School.
Join us throughout the high school football season for the Bert Browne Coaches Show right here.
This is Bert Browne, head football coach at Madison Central, and we need you to come help us beat Boone County in the first round of the playoffs so that we can go on and play for a state championship. Be there.
We'd like to welcome a new sponsor to the show, the Men's Mission Breakfast Club. Find out more here. David Sullivan and Bert Browne still here at Riptide on the River talking about the Clark County game, the district championship for Madison Central. We want to thank Time Warner Cable and Madison County Schools for helping support this show. We've taken it through halftime at the Clark County game. You trail 6-0. You said you thought the team could do it and you'd get them going in the second half. By golly, you took it right down to the end.
Well, we did. It was a little too close for comfort, but you know, I felt like that we could do some things to them, and you know, we got the ball, I guess, back there. George Walker hit their quarterback and knocked him clearly out of bounds there on that last drive, but they wound the clock, and if they would have gotten a first down there, we lose that football game. But you know, that's one thing I was raising Cain about. I said, he's out of bounds now. And you know, you watch that on film, and he lands a foot or two out of bounds. But anyway, our defense rose up, gave us a football. We drive the football down on that drive, and hit some big plays there. Hunter did a great job. He stood in the pocket. We on one time hitting Dominique there across the middle with a lot of heat in his face, and he delivered the ball and did a great job on that. And then when he threw that touchdown pass to Hunter Allen, same kind of deal. He stood in there and threw that ball up there to the big boy, and he went and got it, and we scored that touchdown. And then, you know, one of the things that watching football all my life is that I've picked up is, you know, 2 or 3 minutes is a long time in a football game. I mean, really, you can run quite a few plays if you do it in a smart way. And so I don't really panic down the stretch with the time-wise, because especially going into that, I guess we had 3 timeouts left. And so, you know, we score. Our defense does a great job, holds them. They get a big first down, I guess, right out of the gate there. But I knew, you know, I felt like when it was 13-0, they hit us on that, you know, he runs out like he's going to run the ball, and we bite on something, come up on him, and he throws a touchdown. So it's 13-0, but I still felt like we were going to win the football game. You know, I just had that much confidence in our kids and our coaching staff, and we do a great job of holding them. George Walker made a heck of a play on their quarterback to knock him about 4 yards short of first down on third, and then we hold them on that third down, and then they end up having to punt. So that gives us the ball. I guess we had to go 85 yards. So, you know, I guess, I think there was about 2.5 minutes left, maybe, I think, when we got the ball back, something around that time. And so I thought we'd toss sweep them, see if we could get Dominique outside. He gained 2 or 3 yards and ran out of bounds, which is smart on his part. And then we, spread him a little bit and did some things, and our kids made some big plays. Our offensive line did a great job, and Jamez Chenault just absolutely keyed us. He sparked our kids right there on a couple, on that run where he was just running people over and he wouldn't go down. So we had several kids really do a great job offensively. Our offensive line really came on those last 2 drives and did some good things. So, we run our little play there with Daniel Foster comes in. Jamez, I knew Jamez was tired there because he'd been sprinting out with Hunter and blocking, and then he made that beautiful run there that he drug 4 or 5 guys with him, and that was key. And then I tell you what, our left guard Chris Walters has really come on. We run that inside play to Daniel, and he comes up chips off the nose and gets on that linebacker and does just enough to stay with him so that Daniel could spit through there and score. And it's just a great effort on our kids. Our defense is just playing great right now. They're stopping the run. I think we've got 15 interceptions right now in the season, which, this time last year, I've said that for a long time, we had 3 all year. So, buddy, when your defense can get you turnovers like that and your offense won't turn the ball over, then you're going to win some football games, especially when you got a defense like ours that can hold some people. And our kids are really have picked up what we want to do defensively, and they're picking up what we want to do offensively. We can put in some different things offensively because our kids have learned basically most of what I want to do. Now we'll be doing some more things this time next year or early next year because our guys that are understanding what I want done. So just a heck of a comeback for our kids, and it was just a great night for them. I'm extremely proud of them.
I think everybody was good.
Yeah, well, I think they were. Yeah, I think they were very, very, very proud of our kids. One of the things I know, and I hope that for the first round playoffs, everybody in the Dane County comes out, because I can remember when I played at Madison Central, if we hosted a home playoff game, that place would be absolutely packed, and it still can be. And I hope our fans come out and support our kids that have just worked so hard, and they're representing Madison Central, they're representing Richmond, they're representing Madison County, and I don't know that people really realize a lot of times what that crowd can do for your kids. They see a big crowd out there, and all of them are our fans and screaming and yelling. That goes a long way in helping you win. I mean, so I definitely hope that our place is packed for the first round of the playoffs, because we got a heck of a football team in Boone County coming in here. It's got a lot of tradition.
We'll be back with more with Coach Browne. Right now, we're going to take a break and take a look at this week's Student Athlete Showcase. Stay with us.
Close up. Pull.
My name is John Long.
And where do you go to school?
Madison Central High School.
All right. What grade you in?
I'm in 11th.
All right. How long have you been playing archery?
About 4 years, since 8th grade.
How did you get started?
My dad introduced me and my brother since we were very little, so that's about all we know.
All right. What do you like about archery?
It's a challenge, and I know I'm one of the few people that can actually do it, like, successfully. I won for the world. I won a blue bow, a Andy Matthews bow I choose, 2 rail targets, a $2,400 scholarship to the Cumberlands, and my big trophy and plaque. For nationals, I got 4th place. I got a Morel target, and I got $1,500 and a shoe off, and I got medal and plaque. For region, I got 1st place. I got a medal for that.
And what kind of plans do you have after high school?
I plan to go to college for wildlife management, and hopefully I can do that for the rest of my life.
My name is Courtney Patton.
And where do you go to school?
I go to school at B. Michael Cottle Middle School.
And what grade are you in?
8th grade.
All right. Tell me how you got started in archery.
I got started in 4th grade. It was the school's first year, and I thought it would be interesting.
Okay, give me some kind of awards that you won as an individual and as a team.
As a team, we placed 3rd in the world. And I got runner-up in national overall, and I got overall middle school female.
All right, and tell me what you like about archery.
I like the competition, being able to meet new people, and the focus you have to have, and all the practice, and all your hard work. You have to work hard for what you get.
My name's Bradley Long,
What grade you in?
8th grade.
All right, how long you been doing archery?
Me and my brother, we've been doing archery for about 4 years.
All right, how did you get started?
Our dad introduced us into the archery program when we was little.
All right, and what do you like about archery?
It's fun, exciting, and you can meet new people. Like at World, you meet people from New Zealand.
All right, and what kind of awards, individual and team awards, have you won?
Team awards, at World we got 3rd place. Individual awards, I got 4th place in the world with a plaque. Regionals, I got overall male by beating my brother by 4 points. And I got a medal.
My name's Jason Mead.
All right, what grade are you in?
I'm in 8th grade.
And how long you been doing archery?
I've been shooting archery for 3 years now.
All right, how did you get started?
Back in 6th grade when the school was first built, I wanted to try out for the archery team, and I was successful in it.
All right, and what do you like about archery?
I like meeting new people from other countries and other states.
All right, give me your name.
Sarah Lyons.
All right, what grade are you in?
I'm now in 7th
All right, how long you been participating in archery?
for 4 years now.
All right, how did you get started in archery?
My sister was in it, and then I decided to go in it, and then I was really good at it, so I decided to stay.
All right, what do you like about archery?
It gets a lot of stress out, and you get to meet new people.
We'd like to thank our sponsors: Luxury Pets, the home of the happy dogs; the law firm of Luxon and Patterson; Riptide on the River Restaurant; Hopper's Jewelry; Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance Richmond; Dr. Dan Sipples Chiropractic Healthcare; Central Bank; Williams Tax and Financial Services; Regal Beagle Downtown Richmond; ERA Professional Hometown Services; Hall & Sons Auto Care; Be a Children's Champion; Reynolds Plumbing; Skipworth Veterinary Clinic; Super Save; Sight Savers Family Eye Care; Mackenzie Morgan Music; Davenport Custom Guitars, your local repair connection; First Gear in Richmond; Guardian Bank, home of the $250 deal. Listen to the Bert Browne Show on WWAG FM radio, real country playing stars and legends.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
And I'm Tommy Floyd, Superintendent with Madison County Schools.
We'd like to introduce you to 2 new high school sports programs. Watch the new Madison Central High School Football Coaches Show with Bert Browne and the Madison Southern High School Football Show with John Clark.
The shows will air on Madison County Schools Channel 9, as well as Time Warner Cable Channel 5.
Get in-depth thoughts and comments from coaches and players throughout the season. So if you enjoy local high school sports and the value and character they build, join us.
Because every student counts.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
I'm Bert Browne, head football coach at Madison Central High School.
Join us throughout the high school football season for the Bert Browne Coaches Show right here.
Wallace Rings, left tackle and defensive tackle. Tyler Rice, guard.
Kevin Sugar, wide receiver.
His name is Josh Laswell. Punter, kicker, middle linebacker.
Brandon Tevis, fullback.
My name's Logan Thomas. I play left tackle and anchor.
Antonio Thrash, wide receiver.
Chris Walters, left guard.
Trey White, cornerback.
My name's Ryan Von Westmont, wide receiver.
We'd like to welcome a new sponsor to the show, the Men's Mission Breakfast Club. Find out more here. As we get ready to wrap up this show, we want to thank some of our other sponsors, Sipple Chiropractic. We also want to thank Hopper's Jewelry in Richmond and State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel in Richmond as well. It's going to be the playoffs. You're going in there as the district champion. You're going to take on Boone County. It's going to be here in your place, in your backyard, as you might say. What do you know about Boone County, first of all? What are your thoughts about facing them in this playoff game?
You know, tradition-wise, they're as good as anybody around. You know, they've got a great tradition. Their kids feel like they ought to win every game, and they've been in a lot of football games, a lot of playoff football games. That means a lot. So we're going to have a great crowd there behind us, behind our kids, and be intimidating. You know, we need a big crowd that's going to intimidate the other team. Boone County is fourth in their district, but probably could have easily won it. They're 2-2 in the district, and they beat the district champions, who's 3-1 now. They beat them last week 37-7. So we might have drawn the best team in their district, and that's the word up in that area, that neck of the woods. A lot of people think they're probably the best team in the district, really, but just slipped up a couple football games. So you know, they're kind of scary simply for the fact that they've got that tradition for them, and those guys have, since they were 2 years old, they've been going to Boone County games and seeing Boone County beat people, and the people there expect them to do it. So you know, they're going to be a power football team. They're going to run the football at you, which you know, our run defense has been excellent. The last 3 weeks now, we've faced some great tailbacks. Pokey Harris, you talking about a heck of a football player at Clark County. I mean, he's as good a tailback as there is, I guarantee it. And our kids, I think he had 146 or 45 yards rushing, and in the second half he had 25. So, you know, so we're going to get after them, that's for sure. But they're defensively, they're a 3-3 stack football team, and we've been seeing a lot of 3-3 and 3-4 this year. So it's not going to be something that we haven't seen, that our kids haven't seen. So that's good. But we're definitely going to have to bring our A game, and our fans are going to have to bring their A game. You know, it's one of the things that I can remember as a kid and growing up in Richmond, and then playing at Madison Central, and through the years, we always had great crowds. And we need that bunch there. We need our fans there. And we needed more fans at the Clark County game. I really thought that we would have a bigger group of fans there than we did, simply because I know people love football in Madison County, and especially if it's against Clark County District Championship. You know, I remember a time when we would go to an away game, we'd have more people than the team we were playing. at the game, and that's what we need. I mean, we need all these old football players that have played at Madison Central, all the people that have graduated from Madison Central that like to watch football need to come to this football game, because I've told our kids, and I've told our kids all year long, we have an opportunity to do something special here. You know, like I told our kids Sunday, I said, hey, it feels good to be district champion, but you're going to be remembered forever. I told the seniors this the other day. You're going to be remembered forever here because of what you did and won the district, but let's not make the district be what they remember you for. We got bigger fish to fry, and you know, we'll enjoy the district championship after the season, but we want to win a region championship, we want to win a state championship, and that's what I talked about when I got here. You know, some people looked at me like I was crazy, but you know, if all you're going to do is talk about winning district championships, that's all you're going to be as a district champion. So we've won it, and our kids, they feel the same way. It was a great film session on Sunday. I think their focus is great. But I challenge our fans to get out and support these young men. If people knew how hard these boys worked, you know, I think some people don't realize it's not August through November. It's August through August. Yeah. You know, I mean, you got to lift weights to play high school football. You got to run. You got to sprint. You got to do a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of demands. That's why I think, you know, football is such a great sport to teach young men. I think a lot of times athletics gets a bad rap because if one guy gets in trouble, it's all over the news. You know, well, it's football guys in trouble. Well, that isn't the case, and you know, we're getting this new stadium that's been passed, and some people saying some things about that. But you know, if we can get 10 boys that see that and say, "Man, I want to play in that stadium," and it keeps those kids off drugs, out of crime, off the streets, you know, it's gonna, in the long run, it's gonna save our taxpayers, and it's gonna save some lives. I really believe that. I think, you know, I know a lot of my friends I played with, they went to school because they love football, you know, and are good citizens today because of the things they learned in football. So I challenge our fans to get out there to the game and see great football and see what these guys have accomplished. You know, I could care less really to coach in front of 10 people or 100,000 people, but it means so much to our kids to have all those Madison County people cheering for them and filling up the stands and filling around that dang track and making it a big-time atmosphere for the boys.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Do want that crowd to come out there and give you and your players all the support that they can. And we'll be back here with Coach Browne after that game, and we'll wrap up the whole season. And it may be going beyond that.
Hope so.
Thank you for joining us. We'll be back. Thank you.
This is Bert Browne, head football coach at Madison Central, and we need you to come help us beat Boone County in the first round of the playoffs so that we can go on and play for a state championship. Be there.
We'd like to thank our sponsors: Luxury Pets, the home of the happy dogs; the law firm of Luxon and Patterson; Riptide on the River Restaurant; Hopper's Jewelry; Jerry Goebel State Farm Insurance Richmond; Dr. Dan Sipples Chiropractic Healthcare; Central Bank; Williams Tax and Financial Services; Regal Beagle Downtown Richmond; ERA Professional Hometown Services; Hall & Sons Auto Care; Be a Children's Champion; Reynolds Plumbing; Skipworth Veterinary Clinic; Super Save; Sight Savers Family Eye Care; Mackenzie Morgan Music; Davenport Custom Guitars, your local repair connection; First Gear in Richmond; Guardian Bank, home of the $250 deal. Listen to The Bert Browne Show on WWAG FM radio, real country playing stars and legends.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
And I'm Tommy Floyd, Superintendent with Madison County Schools.
we'd like to introduce you to 2 new high school sports programs. Watch the new Madison Central High School Football Coaches Show with Bert Browne and the Madison Southern High School Football Show with John Clark.
The shows will air on Madison County Schools Channel 9 as well as Time Warner Cable Channel 5.
Get in-depth thoughts and comments from coaches and players throughout the season. So if you enjoy local high school sports and the value and character they build, join us.
Because every student counts.
Hello, I'm David Sullivan.
I'm Bert Browne, head football coach at Madison Central High School.
Join us throughout the high school football season for the Bert Browne Coaches Show right here.
You can watch the Bert Browne Show on MadisonCentralFootball.com.
The Bert Browne Show is the property of Rosenbaum Communications, and distribution and recordings by any means is prohibited. To order quality copies of the program, please visit rosenbaumcommunications.com for information.